What's going on, everybody? The original Mako back with some more Nobody Saves the World content. We got a wild build for you guys today, but before we get into that, be sure you check the links down below. As always, become a member today. Why? Well, you get exclusive benefits that are only for members, such as member-only content that's hopefully going to be coming out once a week. So just videos that, nobody else gets to see, just you guys. So please check that out. It helps me out a ton, and I would really appreciate it. Also, check out the Twitch link. As always, we're having a lot of fun over there. If you want to see me do some builds live, do some experimentation live, or some gunfire stuff, a bunch of cool games, all right? We have a really fun community over there, so check it out. I would very much appreciate it. That being said, let's go ahead and start talking about the build for today. And, I would struggle to believe, now there might be, but I would struggle to believe that there's a better AoE build than what we have going for us in this one today. It is actually kind of ridiculous how easy it is to just clear an entire room of enemies in 2 clicks of a button. But I'll kind of try to explain everything and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And, I'm sure there's always ways to improve on builds, and I'm sure you guys will let me know. But this one is very solid. So we're using the slug for a couple reasons. I don't think it's super important what character you use, but you get a little extra stuff out of it. So the slug has the crits do plus 75% extra damage against status afflicted baddies. The whole point of this build is to inflict poison onto every single enemy on the screen. So if we are using our regular attack for some reason, if we need to, it'll melt. It'll do a lot of crit damage. It'll just hit like a bus. Okay. And the slug's signature ability, which you can't swap, is a barrage of tears. And from what I've found, it's very good at getting your mana back if you need it. And super effective. I mean, it's a ranged attack. Like I said, it stores or regens mana pretty quick. You stay out of harm's way. So Slug seemed like the correct option here, but once again, I don't think it matters too much. Now, we're going to get into the meat of it. So, in terms of our other passives, we've got Poison Tipped to build poison onto every enemy. This is the, key of this build. Well, there's 3 keys, I guess, but this is one of them. And then the 2 that are less important, but the ones that I chose were Money Motivated. So we're using 2 abilities that have a significant cooldown time. So picking up money reduces your cooldowns, helps our cooldowns, which is really nice for this build. And then Scavenge. Once again, I think this is the best mana regen passive in the game. I'm sure other people like other things, but Scavenge is the one that I find the most useful. So we're using Scavenge to help us restore mana a little bit. We're trying to avoid using our tier burst as much as possible. So into the abilities here. So the least important one, and the one that you could switch out with literally anything, but this is the one I'm using as like an emergency situation, is Bless Me, which is you heal yourself and familiars for 30% max health. It's got a 45-second cooldown. Not super expensive with mana, but 45-second cooldown is nuts. So that's where, Money Motivated will help us out a bit. The other huge cooldown, and the reason this build works so well, is Holy Light. So you bathe enemies in a damaging Holy Light for 4.5 seconds, and it costs 80 mana. So it's expensive, but it hits every single enemy on the screen. It stacks poison on every single enemy on the screen, and it's not just like a one-time hit. Like, it hits again and again and again. That's where you get all the stacking poison from. And then we finish it off with a detonate. So you explode all poison enemies on the screen. So you poison them, you explode them. That's just how you poison them, you explode them. I can't begin to express how good Holy Light is as an ability. I would say bar none, maybe the best ability in the game. There's a few other really, really solid ones like Ravager Rocket. Fireball is really, really good on the dragon. The familiars, the demon summonings. There's a lot of really good ones, but Holy Light just takes it to a new level, and we'll kind of show why. And, you YouTube folks will get a little extra love in this one because this is not a from the stream. I'm actually sitting down and recording this. So here we go. We're going to hop into the horse mines. We're on New Game Plus. So all the enemies scale to our level. It's also enemies have increased range damage and range crit chance. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Anyways, hopefully we get a nice group of enemies. There it is. So we press the B button. Make sure we don't get hit. Everything's poisoned. We press X. Everything explodes. We get all the healing items. We're almost back to full mana. Get some money. Cooldown's done. And we do it again. So, boom. And ta-da. Once again, it's not like we're doing this on a, no name, we're way over leveled type of dungeon. Enemies scale in New Game Plus, so they're all this level. They just, get absolutely decimated by this build. As soon as the poison icons light up, you just press the X or whatever button it is to detonate, and everything explodes. Even with the turtle build, which is crazy, the invincible build, which if you haven't watched, you should go check out that build. Even that build, it's impossible to die, but you don't clear enemies this quick. Clearing enemies this fast is insane. It's just, when I was like, oh, you know what? We could probably stack poison and detonate with those combos, and then I tested it out, and I was like, yep, this works exactly how I expected it to. It's actually just nuts. You could literally go for just world record speedrun strats as long as you have enough mana. We'll wait for everything. I think that's everything in this first wave. Everything's poisoned. Everything's dead. It's doing what? 2,200? Oh, slow down all the enemies. Oh my god. 2244 damage per hit there. It's just so good. We're short on mana. So now we have to actually use, for the first time this dungeon, by the way, use our ability to get some mana back. And like I said, the slug does a fantastic job at DPS even without this. So even when we are forced, it's like, oh no, we have to use our main ability. Whatever will we do? Well, we're still just fine. We're a little low on health right now. I think we're just going to use a heal. Just to be safe. And a lot of the times when I play the slug, I use the crits heal for, certain percentage how much damage you do, because slug does so much crit damage. But I didn't really have room for that passive, so that was the big reason I put this healing ability from the monk on as well, is because, it allows for a significant amount of healing in emergency scenarios. So now we'll show you the boss room, and once again, there's the very last wave in particular is very, very good at showing off why this is just such a I'm stuck. Such a fantastic thing. If we can live, which we should be good now. But yeah, it's just, it does so much work. It puts in so much work. It's actually crazy. I think we might have gotten crit there. Yeah, we're going to try to wait for all of these to spawn in. Ooh, we're living on the edge, baby. I'm going to kind of try to wait for this cooldown. Problem is we don't have the mana. Hopefully that gave us enough. Oh, that was it. Oh, well, either way, I thought there was one more wave for some reason. But there's a good example of just what this can do. Like I said, you're just clearing waves so fast with this build. It's just such a quick clear, and it's not super mana intensive. You've got 80 mana use from the Holy Light, but with Scavenge, obviously you're helping get your mana back a little bit, and maybe instead of money motivated or something, you want to toss on a different ability, or even play it on the rat and have Scavenge by default, and then have poison tipped money motivated and a different mana ability. Like I said, I don't think it really makes too much of a difference which character you use. I just chose the slug for the extra DPS output, but you can run this on really any character, you know, if you want to go super beefy like the dragon or the turtle, or I guess tanky is the better word for the turtle. You could run it on the monk, you know, he's got most of the abilities that I used in this build, so it seemed kind of slimy, get it, slimy, slug, slimy, to not use him, but since he provided most of this for us. But anyways, that was just like a quick example of what this build can do. I'm really excited to, you know, start playing some more and really dig into some more synergies and kind of see what we can work with. So on stream this week, I'm going to work on getting every character to S tier. And then after that, it's going to be nothing but just testing out different builds in the New Game Plus dungeons and seeing what we can do. If you guys want, I could make like a guide for each dungeon specifically, especially in New Game Plus. I think that could be a really good idea. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. I know it was a short video, but just kind of wanted to show off this build a little bit because it's super fun and doesn't take much to get going, so you could try it out right now. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Be sure to check those links down below as always. I love each and every one of your faces, and I will catch you all in the next video.